Hey guys, and welcome back to Journey.
Now, we get to explore the desert.
Ooh, nice.
And this area is gigantic. It's easily the biggest area you will ever have to explore in the game. And it is just one big desert full of sand dunes and everything.
Man, that mountain. That's one hell of a destination marker, no mistake.
I know. It's one of the really good things of you always know where you need to go because the mountain is such a presence on the horizon. You can't miss it. But you have the ability to explore at your own pace. And really, if you want to actually, get everything, you're going to have to explore the desert quite thoroughly. And, oh, I love this little cloth creature.
Aww.
It's so cute.
So what does it do exactly?
It just sort of flies about. If you chirp near it, then it will restore some of your scarf. And you can actually ride them.
Okay. So can your scarf, take damage and, deteriorate?
Yes, it can, actually. But that is only if you come across enemies.
Okay.
Which you won't be doing until the latter half of the game. For the first half, it's very much a very peaceful, calm journey, and it's really quite lovely.
Aww. And
it's really at this sort of moment that you see the whole aesthetic of minimalism. Because basically everything that that game company put in to the game was to try and make something that was on the whole minimalistic and just sort of worked. So it was part of a deal made with Sony to make 3 indie games, and Journey was the last of them. Sony expected it to be completed within a year, but it actually ended up taking 3 to make it the game it is today.
Jesus.
That game company always expected needing an extension. They believed that finishing the game within a year was unrealistic, but it took even longer than anticipated, because the team had difficulties paring down their ideas for the game and maintaining efficient communication. So it was, I think, quite a difficult game to get right, because obviously to pull off emotional resonance on the level that they were hoping to achieve is ridiculously challenging. But ultimately, I think as they reached the end of the project, even though they were driven to bankruptcy in the final months of development, and some developers had gone unpaid. It was ridiculous. But the solution that they found to finally finishing the game was learning to let go of tensions and ideas that could not make it into the game and just be nice. So, I think from that, just this beauty exploded.
Yeah, but did the unpaid devs get paid in the end?
Well, of course, because Journey did do very well.
What was it, a smash hit?
Well, it was an absolute critical darling. People loved it.
Critical darling is one thing, sales darling is another entirely. Because Beyond Good and Evil was a critical darling, but the sales sure as shit did not match.
Well, no, but it did sell very well.
Okay, so it matched.
At least as far as I'm aware, anyway, because, it's an indie game, and I think indie critical darlings always tend to do a lot better, because they're not exactly that expensive, so people are more willing to book up the money for it. But yes, so the intention behind the game is to make the player feel small, and give them a sense of awe about their surroundings.
Well, it's doing that so far.
The basic idea was also to create a game that moved beyond the typical defeat, kill, win mentality. Which you've already actually mentioned that it's nice that it doesn't do that.
Well, I love combat-orientated games as much as the next player, but I would just like a game that's fairly on the quiet side every now and then, just to recharge my batteries.
Yeah. And so the game was designed like a Japanese garden. where they attempted to remove all of the game elements that did not fit with the others, so the emotions they wanted to evoke could come through. So the whole idea of being minimalistic is to make the game feel intuitive to the player. So they can explore and feel a sense of wonder without direct instructions, but then also they don't get lost. And to work alongside that, the story arc of the game is very much in line with the idea of the hero's journey.
Uh-huh.
And as you will notice, the story beats are very in line with that idea of the hero's journey. And then you've got the whole thing of wanting to create a connection to people. But it's creating a connection to people that you don't even know the name of.
Yeah.
Which is just really lovely. I mean, look at this, we're just flying through the air together.
So you could be swearing it in and you'd never know.
But yeah, something that people who play Journey will notice is that if you find a white robe on your journey, they are generally players who have played the game quite a lot and are very, very willing to help you find everything that you need.
Oh, I just thought that was the colour of, like, people who pop up in your game.
No. I will explain more when we actually kind of get into the one extra part that we have.
Okay.
But the white... If ever you come across a white-robed player, then they are more than likely going to help you out on your journey.
Or they're the ultimate troll, you know?
Or they're the ultimate troll and you're going to hate them and never see them again. But you have the option of sticking with someone or leaving them behind.
I'm not sure how I feel about this place, because the transition from, like, open desert to swirling vortex of sand was pretty smooth.
Well, you see, it's all magical. Now, there is a trophy that you can get in the desert, which you get by freeing all of the cloth creatures. We're not going to get it here because my lovely friend here decided to free them for me.
Aww.
God damn it, friend. But it's all fine. It's not a problem, because we will do that later. In fact, pretty much the extras part is all to do with collecting trophies.
Uh-huh.
And doing the things that don't necessarily feel right to do when you are properly on your journey.
Yeah, you're just engrossed in the main story, really.
Yes, and also I was just like, for God's sake, I was just trying to be fancy and then I just fell off the edge.
Alright, this wasn't intentional.
No, but you see, this is the whole thing of the flow of the journey. You just take whatever happens, and look, my friend came to help me.
Aww.
But yes, we are working our way up to what is actually one of my favourite levels in the game. It's just so wonderful, and it's where the music of the game really comes into the fore.
Uh-huh.
Because at this point it's been very quiet, really not there all that much.
Ambient, maybe?
Yes. There have been a few tracks that have been absolutely beautiful. I mean, you've had... I believe Nascence and a few other things, but not much. You've also had like the Call and First Confluence and Second Confluence, which are the names of the tracks.
Okay.
But it's in the next chapter that they really come to the fore. So the soundtrack for the game is composed by Austin Wintory, who is an amazing composer. He's fantastic. And it's mostly been indie games. He's done the soundtrack for Flow, he did it for Journey, and then he's gone on to do quite a few since then.
Uh-huh.
Including Abzu, which is made by some of the same creative minds that made Journey.
Never heard of it myself, but I'll take your word for it.
The soundtrack for Journey, won so many awards. Because people just found it stunning. It's a perfect example of an adaptive soundtrack. So it changes depending on what you do. It still has the sound of a constructed song, but depending on how you move through a level, what you come into contact with, you'll get different instruments coming to the fore and coming back, and it's really quite special. And you're going to see a lot of that in the chapter that we are about to go to after we ride on our cloth friends.
Aww. Oh, here we go. They're like flying carpets.
Exactly. And at this moment I've just turned my video's audio up because I can't not listen to the wonderful track that is The Road of Trials.
I'll have to remember to keep the game audio loud throughout.
Yeah, because, like, particularly this is just absolutely magical.
God, look at the sand texture.
It's just so gorgeous. And what makes me even more happy is that this was, I think, the first game that I recorded with my Elgato. And while I don't know whether I don't think it is actually 1080p because I didn't have a 1080p TV at the time. I'm still so happy that I managed to do it with, like, HDMI recording, so it just looks so gorgeous.
I'm noticing you missed one of those symbols back there.
I didn't actually.
Huh.
So what you do is you can just about, if you get close enough to it, then you'll hit it, and the bits and pieces will come and
Oh, look at that.
connect you. Just look at that.
Now, this is like some of the gameplay I have seen before, but just seeing it like with you now is like, wow.
It is just one of those moments where you just go, oh my god, this is absolutely beautiful. And, like, this was the level where I think I just went, oh my god, I am in love with this game, because it just blew my mind with how utterly gorgeous it was.
So what's the mission statement in this part of the game, mate?
So basically it's just we've got to... It's continuing to try and get closer to the mountain.
Well, of course, yeah.
Obviously. My friend didn't decide to tell me that there was an ancient glyph over here, but I remembered that there was an ancient glyph over here. So I made sure to come over and get it, because I knew it was somewhere about it. And then I think my friend realised what I was doing.
Okay.
And then my friend was just like, it's over here! So it was just like, aww. Now that we've got that, we can continue and get to the second half of the sand surfing. And oh, you are in for a treat.
How damn well better be.
Although I have to say, I need the cloth... There we go. I needed the cloth creatures to come to me so I could fly.
And the lighting in this game is phenomenal.
It is. And trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. We're going to get to one of the most beautiful moments that the game has to offer.
I'm wondering if the game looked this good on the original PS3.
I think it did, yes. Because I don't think they changed all that much in the PS4 release, other than making it just look that much prettier.
Good art, like, style and design will do that for you, I guess.
Yes. Also, my friend took me on the wrong track here, so I was just like, oh god, I'm going to miss the bloody symbol.
Nah, you didn't.
And
mate.
then
It's all
I
good.
didn't.
There you go.
That was one of those just like, oh god! And then it was fine. I was just like, I styled that out.
You gotta have faith in Anon, friend, mate. He won't. He looks like he's steering you wrong, but he's not.
Oh god, here it comes. I'm just going to be quiet for a few moments.
Alright, that's Antom's time to shine. Wow, that's like a fucking painting.
Uh-huh.
Anything I would say would just deteriorate from this, to be honest.
I mean, because basically the thing that I love about this moment is that you've had quite loud strings that have sort of flown through, and then you just get that moment of quietness as you pass through that moment, and then it comes right back into the cellos and stuff playing again as you finish your descent, and it's just powerful.
The sand very nearly looks like glitter at points.
I know, it just... I can't gush enough at how much I love this game and its visuals and its soundtrack.
Whoa, steady on there. Fly free, little cloth minions.
And now we descend into whatever this place is. And my friend's going to be a bit of a weirdo. Because I don't really want to lose track of my friend. I've grown quite fond of him. I mean, as I'm sure most people would, considering, like, up until this point, I'd never had a player stick with me for this length of time. I had only ever, like, I ran into someone in the desert in my first run through, and then I went off to try and find stuff, and I lost track of them. So I was kind of just like, I don't want to lose you, friend. He decided he wanted to go off in this direction, so I thought, you know what, friend, I will follow you. I will see what you're on about, because I don't know what you're trying to do. But for now, I will follow you and see where it takes us.
I'm watching carefully.
I still don't have any idea what my friend was trying to do. I think he was trying to glitch the game.
Oh, alright.
Like, obviously, we've gotten quite high out of that area.
I was going to say.
But, yes, there came a point where it was just like, friend, I'm in the middle of recording a game. As much as I like playing around with you right now, I kind of need to get on.
She got fairly high up.
I know, it's wonderful, and he sort of clipped out of the area. And it was at this point where I was just like, friend, come with me.
No, I must go now.
It's just like, I need to get on, but please come with me, because I don't want to be doing this all on my own. I could do it all on my own, and I was totally prepared to. And then he came with me.
Aww.
And it was just like, oh!
It's like a guardian angel or something.
I know. Now we're going to get to see a little bit more of the lore.
I want to know who this thing is. I would have said person, but even that's unclear right now.
Well, you'll just have to see. Clearly it's another robed figure, but as you can see, the story of the robes began with positivity and construction, and then they started to separate, and then things started to go not very well at all for them.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't need English to kind of decipher what's going on here. Bad vibes, man. Bad vibes.
Mm-hmm. And now we are going to have to head through the tunnels.
Yeah, nothing good has ever come of tunnels in video games.
Indeed.
Well, you guys will have to wait until next time to see what's what, so we'll see you in part 3 of the HFC playthrough of Journey. Bye for now.